Welcome to my craft room. Hey, it's Halloween and I am having some fun. I made a new Z-fold pop-up card, and when you put it in the envelope, it looks like this, and it says, "Come in if you dare," and of course, Happy Halloween. And then when you open it, up pops your little haunted house and the rest of it. But before we start this card, I need you to go down into my description and click on the Cricut link there. Cricut will take the base for this card and put it onto your canvas, but you got to click the link. So let's go make it. Okay, here we are. You should have this on your canvas. If you do not, go down in the description of this video, click on the Cricut link there, and Cricut will take this image and put it on your canvas, and you'll be ready to go. First, you have two different mechanisms. We are not going to use this 3. We are going to use this one. So let's delete this. Here's your envelope. I'm going to move it out of our way. Now, we need to change some colors. We're going to ungroup this little guy, and we're going to pull it out. Then we're going to drag our finger or our mouse, pick all 3 of the light blues, and let's go to Edit and change these to the light. I'll just pick the light purple. It doesn't matter as long as they're all the same. Now, we're going to do that same thing here. Go to Actions, Ungroup. See if I can pull this card out. There we go. Edit and light purple. There we go. Now all 3 of these are going to be black, but if you have a score line or a pen mark on your card, you cannot change them through Edit. You've got to go into Layers, and then you just pick the piece of paper part, and it'll say Basic Cut down here. And we want to do this black. Okay, same with here. Let's find it. There it is. And black. And the last one. Where is it? Ah, there it is. And black. There you go. Now you got all your colors ready. I'm going to put these back up here so we can kind of keep track of what we're doing. We won't need this until we get on the craft table. Now we need to go get your images. So you're going to click down. First, let's click off Layers, and then let's click on our images. If you have never looked up an image by Cricut's code number, you're going to do #M in front of all of them. And your haunted house is 3E63A. And there it goes. Then you're going to click on it, and it's going to put it down here by Add. Now you see I've got a list of all the different images that you need. Go ahead and grab all those and get them put onto your canvas. And I will fast forward from here, and I'll meet you over there. Okay, here we go. Let's move our signs out of the way for just a minute. Well, if I can get it, there we go. There's our witch and our moon, our road, and our fence. The fence is the easiest, so let's go ahead and do that. First, I did this in a really, really dark gray instead of black. I needed some contrast with the rest of it. So I'm going to do this a dark gray, and then the width is going to be 5 inches. Okay, and we need 2 of those. So you're going to go to Actions and Duplicate. And they're going to go right here and right here. There we go. Our haunted house. We are not changing much of that. I'll check the colors here in just a minute. So it's not going to change much. It's 1.9 wide. And then we need to actually change the height too, just to fit it where we want it to fit it. So you're going to unlock that button. And then it's 3.17. 3.17. This has to fit in a very specific spot. So it's got to be that size. And let me tell you, I cut these out with cardstock for intricate cuts, and it did fine. Now, if a few of these windows don't cut out right, it doesn't matter. It's a haunted house, so it works. So, hey, we're good to go on that. Okay, here's this guy. Let's do the hill and road it's sitting on. So you're going to go into shapes right down here next to text, and we need a half circle. I am going to turn it. And I actually cut this out of a black, but it was just a different texture, so it was a different color. I'm going to put this as the same color as the fence. And this needs to be the light gray, so we're going to go into Edit. Let's do this light gray right here. And he is going to be 1.33 high. 1.33. There we go. And once we get on to the canvas, I'll show you how we make that the road that goes up to your house. It's the little hill that your house is going to sit on. Let's do the graveyard. I want you to go into layers, and we are going to get rid of the ghost. Okay. You can either delete him or just hit this eye down here. There we go. And your graveyard is going to be 3.85 wide. So edit 3.85. This goes right up here. Oh, let's check our color real quick. Okay. And we wanted this black all the way over here. We're going to try to do all our blacks the same. Our witch that goes into our moon. Let's go ahead and do her. She's 1 inch high. 1 inch high. Sometimes I do the height. Sometimes I do the width. It just kind of depends. If you've got the black that's all the way over here to the left, then that's right. So we don't have to change her color. Now we're going to ungroup these guys. We're going to go to Actions and hit Ungroup. Okay, let's move these guys out of the way. And our moon is going to be 1.36, and that doesn't matter whether it's height or width because they're both the same. And let's put our little witch in there. When they get hidden behind you, just go to this Arrange and bring to front. So let's go ahead and double check on this one. So let's go in here and let's do this dark yellow. Okay. And then let's go back to our haunted house. I want to double check our colors. It's a lot easier to do it now. This one, we want to change to the bright orange. This same bright orange that we're using. Because I am all about cutting the least amount of mats. And we need to use this dark yellow. The same as we used on the moon. And did we, see, he needs to be this black that's all the way to the left. These guys, I need one more. I need 3 total. So I'm going to go into Actions and hit Duplicate. And all 3 of these are 1 inch wide. I would have already done it, but they're all different sizes. So we're going to go into Edit and do 1 inch. And edit 1 inch. Edit 1 inch. Now, just like we did on the purple background, we're going to do all these and we're going to check their color. So then go Edit here, up, see? We want it this all the way to the left, all the blacks the same. Okay, so there they are. And then our trees. First one, where are we? It's going to be 3 inches wide. There we go. Let's check our color. We need this one way over here. And then we need to duplicate it. So we're going to go back to actions and duplicate. And your second tree is 2.3 wide. So edit 2.3. And there you go. Your trees are done. One is going to go here. One is going to go here. There we go. And all we have left to do is your signs. So first, let's go to actions, ungroup. Okay, and let's pull these apart. We only need one background, so we're going to delete this one. And this one is going to be that same yellow. This dark yellow right here. And this is going to be black. Our left-hand black right there. There you go. And since this is a stencil, it will peel off just like this. Now, I'm going to regroup this. Okay, it is 1.6 wide. So edit width 1.6. There you go. And the last thing we have is our Happy Halloween. Now, because of these squares that are on the outside of this, it's almost impossible for us to build it right here on this background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you a rectangle to build this on. It's going to be the same purple. First, we're going to go into shapes, and we need a square. Okay. And then we're going to unlock in between height and width. And the width is going to be 4. And the height is going to be 2, so we don't even have to change that. And our sign is going to be 1.75 high. So height 1.75. There we go. And this, I forgot to change the color. It's going to be the light purple. There we go. Now, I made this a little bigger. Let me send this to the back. There we go. Going to do this. You're going to build it on here. Once you're done, then you will trim all the way around the black, and then it will just be a sign with a purple background. Let's check our colors. Let's see, where are we here? Here we are. Okay, let's check our black. It all should be the same, but we'll see. All the way to the left here. Then this is going to be the bright orange right here. And the Halloween is going to be the black. And the happy is going to be the bright orange. And then on these three guys, the three little guys, the bat, the spider, and the ghost, I made those into, I believe it's the same dark gray that we did for the fence. So they would all kind of coordinate. And this guy. There we go. Okay, there you go. Your sign is done. And then all of this goes right here. And look at that. You're already done. Very cool. Okay, let's check our colors. We're going to go into sync. Let's make sure all of our blacks are the same black. We have the dark gray of the fence. And these little this bat, spider, ghost that's on your Happy Halloween sign should have been that same color. So I'm going to move these to this darker gray. I know we just changed the colors and I picked the wrong one. So we've got black, we've got the dark gray, purple, yellow, orange, and white. Go ahead and go cut all these out. Now, if you will do me a favor, if you will put the 3 pieces of this together, the 2 pieces of this together, you can go ahead and do your witch and your Happy Halloween sign. The rest of it you don't have to worry about. If you will go ahead and glue these together, you get everything glued on here, then just trim around the black. And I'll show you that on the craft table. And so I'll meet you over at the craft table and let's get it put together. Okay guys, here we are on the craft table. As you can see, I have used it a lot. Thank you for putting all these things together for me. I use paper plates to organize all my stuff. It just makes it easier for me, and I just use them over and over and over again. I use art glitter glue. It's really good paper to paper glue. I buy the refill and this small thing and this little tiny tip. A little bit goes a very long way. Let's get our house, our haunted house, and you also need your little zigzag. Okay. So I'm going to put those here. Now, what I did was, I want to make sure the porches and everything are on the ground. Otherwise, it's going to look funny. If you put it too high up, then it looks like it's floating on top of the planet or something. I don't know. So actually, I'm going to bring it down just to where both of my porches are on my circle. Okay, and this guy. This is the zigzag road, and this is going to tell your card person that this is the road. Okay, so let's get that glued in right here. So it looks like an M almost. You see? Yep, take my pin out. Okay, let me show you, and then we're going to cut the excess off. Okay, you're only going to use this top part that looks like an M. Right there. Make sure that my house still goes there. Yep, perfect. And then just along the bottom here. You don't want to put, any up at the top. Okay, just along the bottom. And then right there. There we go, just like that. Now, we're going to trim this off, and then we're going to set it aside to dry. These are my original first edition Cricut scissors. Here are some of the other old tools that came with it. I had the very first Cricut, and I have had one ever since. And these were the first set of tools that they ever put out. Isn't that funny? Okay. Everything else is glued and getting dried. So now I went ahead and folded this card base right down the middle, just like a regular card. Only this is a Z-fold card, so the side with the score down the middle should be on your left, and we are going to fold it back. Okay, just like that. This is why they're called Z-fold cards. Okay, now you're just gonna flatten it back out again. It's easier to have it scored before we start gluing things on. And then here is your other black piece, and it has one in the middle and one over here on the right-hand side. This top one is going to go, the middle one is going to go down, and this one is going to go up. There we go. Okay, just like that. Now, go straight on this one too. Okay, now let's get all of our purple panels put on. These smaller ones obviously go on the smaller. Here's these, this. And these two guys. There we go. So let's get to gluing. And you don't necessarily have to have this big part on the right. It will be when we're finished. But you can just turn it over if you need to. Now, once we hook both of these two pieces that we're working on right now together, then yes, you will need them in the right spot. This is going to be about 1/4 inch around, all the way around. Okay, just like that. And this is all background, so it's not super important. But you gotta have, if you want your black stuff to show up, you gotta have some kind of a lighter background, right? So anyway, if you have watched any of my videos, you know that I have a special needs adult son, and that his big brother just bought his first house. He had come home to help us with the little brother during COVID. And they're both in those type of entertainment jobs. So he's actually is a manager of an escape room. The older brother is. The little brother tears the tickets at our local small chain movie theater. And it's his absolute dream job, which is how everybody's job should be, right? Their dream job. Okay, now we're going to put these panels on this. And he loves working at the movie theater. At first, here they can stay in the school system until they're 22, and they have a special program for them from, 18 to 22. And when he was done with that, he wasn't able to stay in there. They usually get them a job, but he was only in for 2 years instead of the 4. So, so when he came home from that program and he wasn't going anywhere anymore, I said, look, dude, you're going to have to get you a job. Of course, he said, no, I not get a job. I will watch Price is Right instead. Because he never got to watch Price is Right because he was always at school. So we yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, now you've got all your backgrounds done. You want the larger panel of the larger piece on the right, and you want the larger panel of the smaller piece on your left. Now, before we glue this, I want to show you a sample that I put up just so you can kind of see what we're doing here. Here it is, folded up, which this would be this part, okay? And then when you open it up, you'll see that your two pieces make a square. And then we are going to put a brace in there to hook your haunted house to, the pink. But right now we're only doing the yellow, and we're only going to glue in 2 spots. Okay, I thought it might be easier if you guys could kind of visualize what we're doing here. Okay, now I put this probably a little less than an inch above. I usually do a full inch. Well, it's really, really close. Okay. And that way we know that your house is going to pop up right. Okay, see, because we want it all on the purple so you can see. Okay. So it's very, very, if you count the block 2, it's about an inch. Okay. Now you're going to get it even on both ends. If you have them lined up exactly, it should be completely flat, okay? And so now, then you're going to take this this end, this one square, and we're going to glue it, okay? I'm going to keep a hold of this to make sure it stays in the right spot. Okay, here we go. Oh, and I just moved mine. I'm going to move it a little bit. Okay, if that happens to you, just look over on the other side, on this side, and make sure you have it the right distance. You have it lined up here, and then all you need to do is smooth it down. Now we're going to glue this side, but only from the score line over. So what I usually do is I will grab this, hold on, with my thumb, okay, and put it where I know I don't want any glue going past my thumb. And as you can see, I got glue all over my hands. I've been doing this for a long time today. So you're just going to want to do that, okay? And then, again, you're just going to smooth it down straight. There you go, just like that, see? Now, do you remember that sample I just showed you? Let's see if we've made your square. This will fold out while the other part folds in. Now, go ahead and fold it. Make sure it folds good. And then there, you see, you've already got your square. Okay, and now we need to put in our brace that's going to hold our haunted house. So this got 2 score lines on the very end. Okay, just like that. Get them all folded up. And then let me show you this. Okay. Do you see, I'm hoping you can see this. You see how that pink butts right up against this, against the back of the card? Okay, and same on this side. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be even here. Let me show you here in just a second. It's going to be even, flush right here. And the tabs are going to meet the back of the card. Do you see that? Okay. So what I usually do is I'll leave these bent in and go ahead and put glue on them. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of leave them bent. When I slide this in, I don't want to drag glue everywhere. So I keep it kind of in like this. And then I will slide it in right here. And then it's easier for me to do this back part because I can see it better. But it's better for you to get this side straight first and then do your other side, because then it should just fall right into place where you need it. Okay, and I got some glue. This is exactly what I didn't want to do. Okay, so there you go. And it doesn't matter if it's bowed up a little. Just fold it and it'll, you know, be right. It just takes a minute for the paper to kind of give. Okay, do you see that? Do you see the brace right there? Okay, this will still go down flat like this, which will be a lot easier for us to decorate, okay? So this I asked you, and it was kind of a booger. I had kind of a hard time. This was really small, and I messed up taking this black off, but I told you about that on the canvas. Okay, you see how I trimmed mine? And mine is very, very close to the edge. A lot of this depends on how high up or down you put your front piece. So mine is still a little tiny bit long. And because I've got a little bit of purple outside my black, all I'm going to do is trim those little tiny pieces off. I wasn't sure when I got here, but a lot of this kind of depends on where you glue your thing. So there we go. There. See? Now it fits in perfect. Let's go ahead and glue that in. And of course, if you got frustrated and picked a easier Happy Halloween, good job. Of course, all of this is personal preference. I'm going to make sure this is right in the middle. You see why I had you build it on its own separate square, because it would just be too hard to do here. Okay, we're going to do our fence probably really last. So let's go ahead and do our scene. Okay, y'all, I messed up. I put this on first, which was a mistake. That was dumb. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. You need to put your trees first. Okay, now you got to make sure that they don't go past your score line. And then you still want to put this in here so you kind of see where you want to put them. Okay, so there you've got that one. And then we've got this one. Just like that. And then we'll do our moon. And excuse my thing because I put the graveyard on before I was supposed to. I do not do the Cricut canvas part until after I've put all these together, because I find things that will make it easier for you, or I may have to redesign part because it's not working, and then I'd have to redo the whole canvas part. So it's better if I do the canvas part after this, because then I can warn you while you're on the canvas about things when you're putting things together, just like that Happy Halloween thing. Okay, I think I had him about right here, and it doesn't have to be specific. Okay, I'm gonna bring this guy up just a little tiny bit right here. There we go. And now I can put my graveyard back. I caught it, luckily, to where I could take it off real quick before the glue dried. So I can cover up my mess. This time I put it right even with the top of this, and this side is even with the purple. So you can see what I'm doing right here. I'm going to put this all the way over to the purple. Come on. Oh, see, and I just got more glue on there. Pull this down a little bit. Just get them all glued up there real quick. Okay, this is all just mood background. Okay, so let's get our witch and our bats in. And if that bugs you that she's in front of the tree, doesn't bother me, but if it does, you can just lift these up just a little bit. I don't know if they've got any glue on them or not. But I'm going to lift them up and be careful regardless. Okay, so let's put our glue on here. And let's get her up in the sky. I kind of liked her. She reminds me of the Bewitched witch. Okay, and now I'm going to sneak some glue up under here so they're not sticking up. We've got a couple more bats, and then the only thing we got left to do is the fence and the house. So let's get our little bats and put a few here and there. Let's put one right here. Once this is displayed, you're not even going to really see any of this in the back. It's just going to be background for your house. But your house still needs background, right? Okay. And I'm going to put one right up here that you should be able to see above the house. There we go. Just like that. There, you've got your whole scene done. Okay, now grab your fence. Okay. Now, one of these we are going to have to cut in half. Why? Because it'll fit into this fold better. Okay. So one of these is going to fit this panel exactly. See? But one of these needs to be halfway, okay, is right through this middle guy, okay? And I'm going to try and get it as close to in the middle as I possibly can. This guy needs to go this way, okay? And you might have to glue two parts of him because I think I might have gotten it a little too close. So this is going to go at the very bottom of your black and everything. That's one of the reasons I made this a really dark gray. So it didn't blend in with everything else. We are going to, don't glue. I think the bat heads stick up, but I'm not, no, I don't remember. Here, hold on. Let me check. Yeah, don't glue the bat heads. Let's get this corner over here and this edge. Now, the easiest thing is just to line up this corner with this corner. Okay, so you're going to go in here. It's going to go all the way to the very end. Do you see how I did that? And then I'm just going to smush it down. Let's make it flat. That will make it a little bit easier for you. My glue will dry clear, so you're not going to be able to see it. Now, one of these has a little bit of a tender part to it. So I am actually going to put it on this side just so it has a good solid thing to glue on. And you can glue the bat heads on this because it's going onto a flat. It's not going to be popped out. Okay. Okay, I'm still just getting all the glue on this guy. And this little part that looks like it's about to fall off, I'm not going to glue. I will do that after I get this in. This is also going to be on the corner right here. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. And this is good for displaying too. So if you're going to send it to their work, don't glue the bat head on this one. Okay. Just get all your little pieces that you think might stick up later and get glue on them. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to put it on this one that's missing the paneling. I'm going to put it right up here next to this guy and right up there. Now, I have a little bit of overlap, which is fine. Again, nobody's going to see it. Make sure that it'll fold. There we go. And I need to just let mine dry. Okay, there we go. There is our fence. Okay, let's put our sign on. So I'm going to put this right here in the middle on the fence. There we go. You are so close to being done. Now, our thing, now he's got it, he's had a chance to all dry up, so he's ready to go. You ready? Okay. The reason we put this half circle on is so you'd have something to glue onto your brace. And you're going to glue it right in the front. This is not heavy. It doesn't need a whole lot of support. Okay. So you're going to, about 1/4 of an inch, you're going to put glue on. So this is going to go out down maybe about 1/4 inch. Not much. And then we are going to glue it on the front of this brace that you put in there. Okay. Now, I'm going to sort of get it stuck on there, and then I'm going to open my card back up. But just for a minute, because remember, you got wet glue. This, to be straight, needs to be right in the middle of this score line. Okay. There we go. See how my house is straight? It's right in the middle of the score line. And I'm going to make sure that I can close it. And look at that. You are done. Look at this great card you made. You did a great job. I am really proud of you.